Hey guys, Troopscoop here, your selfie-taking, one-of-a-kind clone. And I've just got to state the obvious. It's been a pretty awesome summer if you're a Star Wars fan, especially if you have a thing for Stormtroopers. We got our first glimpse at extras who may or may not have been Stormtroopers. We got a smile and a nod from Kevin Smith, confirming that Stormtroopers were in fact going to be in Episode 7. Badass Digest revealed to the world that John Boyega would don the black and white armor. But beyond that boot that may or may not have belonged to a Buckethead, we haven't gotten any information on what a Stormtrooper would look like. That is, until this. This further hammers into the reality that Stormtroopers exist after Return of the Jedi. Now, everyone has been posting pictures of what appears to be a Stormtrooper and a specialized Jungle Trooper. Looks like a Snow Trooper to me. And everyone has been raving about these, saying how it's a natural progression for 30 years. I get that the Empire exists 30 years in the future, and that Star Destroyers still roam the galaxy, but I was under the impression the Empire was in retreat. Forget the special edition extra ending. Even the original trilogy had Ewoks and Rebels alive and well on Endor, hours after the Death Star blew up. Which could only give you the logical conclusion that most of them were obliterated and the rest of the fleet limped away. I would assume that in these 30 years, the Rebels would have rebuilt the Old Republic, and they would have new technology. Example, we just saw an X-Wing recently that harkened to Ralph McQuarrie's concept art. That is a natural progression for the winning side. But then I see these Stormtroopers and I think, wait, is the Empire still in control? Why is there a Rebel pilot dressed pretty much like Luke 30 years earlier? Why is the Millennium Falcon still around? Are the Rebels still on the run? This helmet does not look aesthetically pleasing to me, and it deviates from McQuarrie's art. It looks like Daft Punk put on some Stormtrooper armor. It's basically a motorcycle helmet. It's too futuristic for me. Like Tron or those Peacekeepers in the Hunger Games. I wish it had the organic skull face motif emphasized more, or pay more homage to the original designs from 1975. In the end, I may be on the wrong end of the spectrum when it comes to seeing these helmet changes, but I'd like to think that after all that struggle in episodes 4 through 6, the Rebellion won and the Empire's crumbling. In that scenario, troopers should be grungier, with patchwork repairs. They should look like hardened warriors. Boba Fett's. These are the survivors. The fighters. They can't be the clean, disposable men of the original trilogy. They're rare. Now, some of you had said that maybe the Empire is still on the run, and there are just some planets that have tech to help them out and update the armor. That the Rebels did win. I hope so. I hope that Han is just a big softie, and loves the Falcon too much to upgrade his ship. And that Abrams had the Rebel pilot in the background in old gear just so we'd recognize what it was. What do you guys think? Like the Stormtrooper design? Hate it? What kind of Empire do you think exists in 30 years, given the design of the helmets? Who do you think won out after Return of the Jedi? Let me know below. Like and subscribe. And as always, for the Empire.